It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer, and over the years I've got my dad into drinking beer only naturally because I see him quite a lot. He's a decent bloke and he's always got his eye open to the world. So it wasn't long after I started my craft beer journey 14 years ago that he kind of started his as well. He's been to Spain with my mum and he's brought me back 2 strong Spanish lagers. One is Cruzcampo Gran Reserva, and he was telling me he was drinking this a lot while he was out there. It's a 6.4% ABV. There's a look at the bottle. Cruzcampo. Now, Cruzcampo, big marketing campaign in the UK in 2024, big launch of their beers. Unfortunately, most of it's brewed in the UK. You don't get Spanish Cruzcampo here in the UK, but this is intriguing me because I think this could be rather good. And the other beer is this one. I've not had time to look at them. It's called Judas and it's an 8.5% ABV. My mistake. It's not Belgium. It's not Spanish even, it's Belgian. This is a Belgian beer, 8.5% ABV. Blonde beer van Hoogstijn. Beer blonde, top fermented blonde beer. There's the bottle cap. Okay, so ignore the thumbnail then of the video. One's Belgian, one's Spanish. Let's get them out into a glass and see what we get. Yeah, so what my dad was telling me was what he found was beer around the hotel was your kind of generic San Miguel, Mao sort of thing. And he said he found himself going to the local shop, picking up some of these stronger beers and just sitting on his balcony drinking good beer and eating snacks in the sunshine. So beer in the glass, then look at that lovely carbonation. There is a widget in the bottom of this glass. It's a I'm not going to call it a blonde lager. It's definitely, they've used some darker malt in here. 2-finger white head, lots of carbonation. Yeah, darker malt coloured beer, quite clear. Let's get the aroma. Yep, smells pretty good. This is what Cruzcampo should smell like. A little bit sweet, a little bit dry. A nice hoppy aroma to it too. It's a combination of a little bit of citrus and a little bit of stinging nettle. So they probably use some German hops here. Smells good. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Ooh, that's not bad. That's not bad. It's a little bit hot. It's a little bit hot on the alcohol side, but apart from that, yeah, it's not too bad. And in fact, on your second taste, that slight biting alcohol taste, your palate soon adjusts to that, and that becomes a bit of a kind of what's the word? Getting terrible lately at forgetting halfway through sentences and just you're soon able to clear the alcohol from your mind. You know, that first initial taste of the beer. Yes, it's there. It's quite hot, but second taste is okay. I'm tempted to say all malt lager, but I think there's a little bit of maize in there. A little bit of maize, a little bit of corn. You just get that kind of slight rough round the edges feel to it. It's that kind of, do you know when you eat too many corn crisps, too many maize crisps, like Transformer snacks, wherever they call them, Monster Munch. If you eat too many of those Monster Munch, like we all do, go to bed at night after a belly full of Monster Munch. If you wake up about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning to go to the bathroom, you always have this kind of like dry, furry mouth from the maize. And I'm just getting a sense of that in the taste of this beer. You can almost taste that kind of dry furriness. It comes through as a little bit of kind of like rough around the edges taste. If this was an all malt lager, this would be fantastic. A little bit of bitterness on the back end, a little bit of spiciness, a little bit of stinging nettle. It's a decent beer. But of course, being Spanish, it's all, there's not a word of English here, which, you know, I'm not surprised. Aqua, water, malto, malt, cebada, not sure what that is, and hop extract, lupulo extract. Lupulo meaning hop. Yeah, that's you know, it's okay. That it's probably a lot better than British Cruzcampo. It's stronger. There's more taste. I'm going to say 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 for this beer. Let's get into the Judas. Here's the bottle cap. Not much in the way of carbonation here. Oh, treacle. That looks good. One finger white head, good levels of carbonation, 8.5% ABV, quite clear, little bit of a haze going on. Let's get the aroma. This is more like it, much more like it, this one. What do they describe it as? It looks like a Belgian blonde. It's probably heading towards Belgian double. Nearly hitting Belgian triple at 9% ABV, 8.5, 9%. You could call it probably Belgian triple. They're calling it a blonde beer. Top fermented, so top fermented lager beer. A little bit of sweetness, a little bit of malt. A little bit of a hop presence coming through as almost like a perfume or a sweet aftershave. Let's get in. Cheers, everybody. Oh, that's a nighty night beer. That's a nighty night beer all day long. I can imagine my dad. My dad likes to drink. It's why I run a beer channel. We are genetically built to drink, from the one side of the family and the other side of the family, all big drinkers. All big drinkers. And I think we've been genetically modified now. It's in our genes really to be able to drink. And I can imagine, I can picture my dad 2 or 3 bottles of this. I can picture him on his balcony at 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, drinking it. And then next thing you know, you turn around and he's fast asleep. I can imagine it. He's a sleeper, my dad. My dad drinks and then he sleeps. Boom. You turn around, 1 minute you're having a conversation with him, the next minute he's like gone, mouth open, catching flies. Fantastic, fantastic. Yeah, it's good. It's very easy to drink. It's very easy. It's picture yourself in Spain. You go to the bar in the hotel. They're probably charging you 3, 4, 5 euros. I haven't been to Spain in years. Last time I went to Spain was Barcelona, on a beer trip actually. That was fantastic. It's probably about 4 or 5 euros a pint in a Spanish hotel these days, and it's probably a bit wishy-washy. It's probably, you know, beer brewed for the tourists type of thing. He's probably gone to the shop and seen this for a bit cheaper, looked at the ABV, looked at a pretty interesting thing, like, and he took it out and put it in his fridge, and I can imagine him doing this. Oh, it's good. And then having a handful of nuts and eating a handful of nuts. It's sweet, it's bready, it's biscuity, it's so easy drinking. It's so easy drinking for 8.5% ABV, as is most Belgian beer. This is the thing with Belgian beer. They have this magical art of being able to brew beers at 8.5% ABV, 9, 10, 11, 12% ABV. And they just drink, boom, they just drink so well. I can feel the heat of the alcohol in the pit of the stomach. It doesn't taste like a particularly cheap beer. It's actually, I can see why this beer's in Spain. It's that kind of low sun, late afternoon, cooling down, lovely sunset, beautiful cold, top fermented beer. A bit of sweetness, a bit of bitterness, completely unoffensive. Like, I found that one a bit rough around the edges. Bit of a rough penny, bit of a rough diamond. The Gran Reserva by Cruzcampo. Still very drinkable, but this is good. I like this. And I'm reviewing this in a context of, you can buy it in Spain. It's a hot country. You want to drink something down. I'm reading Heineken now on the back of the bottle. Heineken Spain. It is what it is, isn't it? The big companies, your Heinekens, your Carlsbergs, your AB InBevs, your Millers, they rule the beer world. I'm not surprised Heineken's written on the back of that bottle, but it's a pretty decent beer. I'm going to say 8 out of 10. If I'm drinking that in Spain on a beautiful evening with the sun going down, I'm loving that. I'm loving that all day long. 8 out of 10. Little kind of, I suppose, little background story with my family, really, isn't it? My mum likes to drink too. My brother-in-law likes to drink. My sister likes to drink. Of course, I like to drink. It's who we are. Ex-mining and ex kind of coal exporting town. Hard work, play hard, that sort of thing. Is what it is. Thanks for watching. Boom, cheers.